Earl, go get Mom. Oh, dang, that did work. Guys, you see that? I hit that red button and hey! I need some help. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and guess what? It's false fall. False fall has arrived in Oklahoma, and I'm excited. But what the heck is false fall? Well, today and for the next, extended forecast for the next 10 to 14 days, the weather guessers are saying we're going to be in the high 70s to low 80s for the highs. And temperatures at night get down in the 60s, maybe some 50s with, get this, multiple chances of rain. I'm telling you, I feel like this has been our summer. This has been our summer motto, right here from my new shirt. Hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. We've just barely been hanging on through that summer heat. By the way, this is from my friends. I got to say it like he does. Jason and Brooke from Cog Hill Farm. Isn't that a funny shirt? I like it. Hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. We've been just barely hanging in there. So I just got back from the feed store. We've got a local feed mill. I kind of tried to switch up some feed. Usually feed that 4-way byproduct blend to pretty much most of the animals. But the last couple times I bought it, it's been almost all finings, like a lot of dust. And I was talking to Dusty, my brother-in-law, he feeds a very similar blend to his bison. And matter of fact, he had to take his feed wagon back to the feed mill and dump it and get another load because it was almost all dust. So I switched to a creep feed, a 14% protein creep feed pellet. And the first load I got was a 3/8 inch pellet, which was a little bit too big. This isn't 3/8, but this is an alfalfa pellet I bought to supplement some of the animals. It was a pellet that was larger than that. And the alpacas weren't really big fans of it. It was just a little bit, not the size of a full cattle cube. Those are 3/4 inch. So there's 3/4 inch, which is a big, cattle cube. People call it cake. And then there's 3/8, and I don't have any left over around here anywhere I'd show you. But this is a 5/32. And it's just kind of an all-around feed, like creep feed, that you can feed pretty much anything. Well, I say anything generically. Now, Charlie's still going to get his own feed. Obviously, Houston tortoises get their own stuff. The chickens and geese, I've got scratch grains, which is just a blend of stuff for birds. And then, this is just chicken feed, higher protein chicken feed. Charlie gets a high protein game bird ration. What do you want, Larry? Hey, Charlie, you want to come eat some breakfast? Charlie, I've got feed in your pan, in your bowl, in your stall. Come on, Charlie. He knows the routine. Hey, buddy. You don't have to reach through there and eat the chicken's feed. Come on, Charlie. What's up, Larry? Give me Knuckles, buddy. Give me Knuckles. You got it? Give me Knuckles. Hey, look, Larry, you're growing your fan back, man. Your tail's coming back in. Looking good, buddy. Copper. Back up. Back up. Don't be trying to sneak through the gate. I got to get Charlie over there. Charlie, this way, buddy. Come on. Now hang a left. Hang a left. Now hang a right. You got it. Go eat some breakfast. Here you go. Charlie, have some breakfast, buddy. Okay, back onto the feed idea here. I'll show you. Here's what we're, oh, look at that, perfect. There's a 3/8 pellet. What are you doing in there, Gemma? So, here's the difference in your 3/8 creep feed and 5/32. So it's 3/8 of an inch, 5/32. Actually, matter of fact, hang on, just give me a second. I actually have a bag left over of cubes, 3/4 cubes. Okay, here you go. So this is all the same feed in a different size pellet. You got one that's 3/4 of an inch. That's the one on the left. The 3/8 pellet in the middle and 5/32. The good thing about the 5/32 is the alpacas will eat it just fine. It's good for them. They'll do just fine on it. The birds will actually eat it. So, you know, it's not necessarily a chicken feed, but they will eat it. Ducks and geese can eat it and help supplement them, where this size pellet obviously is too big for the birds. And then these 3/4 inch cubes are made for larger animals. So, you know, cattle and Dusty's bison eat a bunch of these. But like I said, all the same feed, just in a different size pellet. Now the 3/4 pellets, the 3/4 inch cubes make a good treat. Copper likes them. Not what the goats would prefer to eat all the time, obviously, but they do make a good treat. Ain't that right, Copper? You hungry? Now, I don't have a label for this, or I'd show you everything that's in it, exactly the blend. I did buy a couple bags at Tractor Supply that's a 13% creep feed, you know, all stock pellet. So this is going to be very similar if you're curious. Obviously, this is 13% in the bag. That's 14% in the bulk. But it's going to be a very similar blend. So in case anybody was curious, there you go. There's some information on it. What you doing, Izzy? You hanging out at the barn? You come to see what me and Gemma were doing? Izzy? Steve's yelling. Steve's yelling at us, Gemma. Are you hungry for breakfast? Pepper. Always got to spill it, don't you? Watch, she'll walk straight over there and spill that tub too. What's up, Copper? Enjoy the weather, buddy. It's going to be nice today. Today's our first day of temperatures in the 70s, Larry. I'm ready for it, buddy. It may be false fall, but hopefully it sticks around for a little while. I'm sure it'll get hot again, though. Hey, bro, why are you being aggressive? Protecting your lady there? Yeah. You should tell Goose to be quiet. Here, give me Knuckles. Come on. Give me Knuckles. I'll leave you alone if you give me Knuckles. Not gonna do it? Huh? Dude. Yeah. Fly away. Alright, listen. I've seen chickens take a dust bath, but this is taking it to a whole new level. We're not even in the pen where Pepper's at. Woo. Calm down. That's the deepest hole I've ever seen chickens dig for a dust bath. Why are y'all digging so deep? Nobody's gonna answer? Just a turkey? Hey, Mr. RJ. You like that size pellet better than the other stuff? Huh? Excuse me, sir. I'm talking to RJ. Can you give us a minute? It's not bad, is it, RJ? Will that work for you? Better than those big pellets? You alpacas didn't like the 3/8 cubes, but the 5/32 is just perfect, isn't it, buddy? You give me knuckles? No, you don't give me knuckles. Hey, you ready? I'm gonna touch you on the nose. I'm gonna touch you on the nose. Man, look at the acorn crop we've got going on here, fellas. I know some of you are deer hunters, and that right there is one tree that is completely loaded down. And yes, I call them acorns. They may be spelled acorn, but I call it an acorn, and the deer call it food. Need a little help with some gates. Let's see if this will work here. I'm going to pull up here on the tractor. See if this will work. Earl, go get Mom. Oh, dang, that did work, guys. You see that? I hit that red button and hey! I need some help. No? We're going down to the goats. I'm gonna set this bale of hay down because I gotta go get a hay feeder. I'm gonna put this in for the goats, and they'll tear up a bale of hay if I don't set it up off the ground. So I'll set that down, maybe. It's hard to do everything one-handed, guys. Okay, sometimes you gotta have both hands. I'm gonna go move the, nope, right where you're at. I need to go in there. No, on the left. I gotta get the hay feeder first. Thank you for your help. You look pretty today. See what I did there? I might have tooted my own horn and got some help, but just tell them they look pretty. I'll do anything for you. Easier just to set this over the fence and lay it down than to try to go out and around. I'll just set it down over there and go pick it up. Seems to be going well. Oh, this is fun. This is fun to watch. Out of the way, geese! Out of the way! What you doing with that stick there, lady? We got a traffic jam going on here. You still look pretty even with a wampum stick in your hand. You gonna tell me I look pretty too?
Yeah, you look pretty too.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Jay. You doing, buddy? Huh? Hey there. Great work. Yeah.
Oh.
Instead of tire flip, it's hay ring pull.
Hay feeder flip.
Hay feeder flip.
Power clean and impressed, but I stepped in a hole too.
Why's your shirt wet? It's not even hot out here.
Booby sweat.
What that deal say? Humidititties?
It's not poop sweat. It's humidititties.
Yeah, humidititties.
This is supposed to be a G-rated show, DJ.
Sorry, it was on Instagram.
This is one of last year's bales of hay, and as you can see, you know, the outer layer just fell off. There is a little bit of rot on it, but honestly, once you get more than just a couple inches in, it'll be just fine. And the goats will eat this. I mean, they'll pick through what they want and what they don't want, but I don't want to let last year's hay go to waste. So we're going to feed it first, and then we'll move to this year's hay crop.
You good with that? He went to bucking and kicking.
Come on, Gabriel. Hawkins got a hot wide.
Oh my gosh.
Tailgate? Yeah, we'll slide it in.
Not far enough?
Yeah. Just set her down. Well, as you can see, I made it over to Mill Creek. I'm going to do a little bit of work today. I don't have a lot of time, but I finally went and borrowed the tree puller from Dusty. So this tree puller is made by Precision Manufacturing, which is the same company that manufactures that mini clip tree shear you guys have seen me use in the past multiple times. Precision Manufacturing sells their products through a website called Ag Folks. I'll leave a link to all that. This thing, according to Dusty, is a tree pulling beast, and it's kind of designed to where you can just reach in, go in and clamp onto a tree and pull it out of the ground. But it also has teeth. You can tell the top edge of that is serrated, so you can dig down and cut roots and kind of bust some roots loose to help you get to where you can pull a bigger tree out of the ground. And the reason I'm using the tree puller is because I've got a field where the big deer blind is that we're going to be that we're converting to a deer blind. It's got a bunch of cedars out in the middle of it, and I want to just pull them out of the ground so we don't have stumps. First off, no stumps. And second, if I took the mulcher in there and just mulched them up, when I come back to plant all of that for, in a deer plot, if we do get moisture, I don't want to drive my cedar over it because it'll pick up all those sticks and mulch and debris. So we're just going to pluck them out of the ground, go stack them on the edge of the brush, and then come back with the mulcher and mulch them all up and throw that mulch into the timber and just let it do its thing there. So I'm going to go test it out for just a little while. Like I said, I can't stay over here and work all day. Emily has a softball game at 5 o'clock. It's now 2:45, and I've got to be home before 4. So I'm going to try to work a little bit, maybe. tree. Well, broke it off at the stump. I'd already damaged that one pretty bad, so that don't surprise me. It's hard to do this stuff one-handed, but we'll make it work. Got it all that time. Ah, it broke off at the stump. Well, we're learning, right? We're learning. We now interrupt this program for our regularly scheduled softball game. I'm going to have to get everything put up and done and get out of here. It's getting close to 4 o'clock, and I've got to get home and get out of these clothes, get in some clean clothes, and go to the softball game by 5 o'clock. But the tree puller is working fantabulously. I do have one issue that I can see is going to be a problem, and that is these hydraulic lines. Dusty's had some issues before, and they make a product to solve this problem, and it's called the hose tamet, I believe. And it's like a rod that connects on and comes up on a spring to hold those hoses, but you know, not good when they're rubbing up against the tracks. And I had them tied up a little bit, but the problem is there's too many places they can get pinched. And actually, when I went to pick this up, Dusty had it taken apart because it had busted a hose down here. They're pretty well protected, but there is some place where a limb or something could get in there. But I think it was more of a friction issue rubbed on that, so he put these wraps around the hoses. But that's a lot of extra hose to be hanging around to get caught on something. But we'll do another video on this. I'm going to come back tomorrow, hopefully, and spend a few hours and get a lot of the cedars pulled out of this field, and then we'll come back and put the mulcher on here and just destroy them. Now, in other news, our dog problem, our dog issue, has still seems to be solved as of right now. It's been well over a week now since we've seen any pictures or had actual encounters with what I thought were stray dogs. And it's a good thing I didn't, I guess, quote, rescue them, because they do have an owner, they have a home, and they are taken care of, as far as I know. I don't know all the details, but they did have an owner, and that owner wanted to keep them. So if we would have taken those dogs, taken them to the vet and had them checked out and vaccinated and all that stuff, and then found new homes for them, that would have been a bad situation. So either way, it's funny what happens though. You take those roaming dogs off the property, guess what shows up? Bucks, deer, more and more deer. Lots of does. I've been getting lots of pictures of does in several places, even deer in the pig trap. They come in there and eat all the feed there. But there's been 3 different, decent sized bucks that have been frequenting this corn feeder over here, and a couple smaller bucks at the other feeder. And that I was not getting any pictures of bucks really for the last month or so anywhere on this property, and very few does. There were a few up by the trailer, by where the trap is, and just like one or two here and there passing through. It's amazing. I know the conversation I had with the owner of the dogs. She said they don't bother the deer, they just chase coyotes. They don't bother anybody's cows. But the fact of the matter is, I can't prove that they were actually in pursuit, actually chasing deer. But I can say when there were dogs on the property and dogs that were hanging out like right here, we weren't seeing any bucks on camera. The dogs leave, and in less than a week, we've got multiple bucks showing up. Those deer feel pressure. Those deer are prey animals. And a dog, no matter what you call it, no matter how tame it is, no matter how big of a pet it is, a dog is a predator to a deer. They see them no different than a coyote, I would imagine. It's a predator. So the deer are going to avoid areas where there's predators. I'm not a predator. I don't count. See, they don't think the skid steer is a predator. Don't worry about that. But the dogs were probably chasing the deer out, and still zero encounters with pigs. And I'm not complaining. We didn't get all of the hogs trapped out of here that I wanted to trap, but they haven't been back. So, the dogs pushed them out, but they will return. And as long as we're obviously feeding the deer, the pigs will come back. But I'm hoping that with these cooler temperatures we're having right now and higher chances of rain over the next week to 10 days, we can get some moisture on the ground out here. And I think instead of plowing up all of this, I don't want to plow this whole field up right now. It's very sandy soil, and we've got it mowed fairly short, but we've got that Woods precision cedar, and I think I can pull it across this and drill that seed into the ground and be just fine. It's not technically a no-till drill, but it's pretty close, and I think it'll work really well just for planting wheat and oats and turnips and rye and some clover mixes, maybe some Austrian peas, just some different wildlife blends for the deer. And if we can get a couple acres of wintertime food plots planted out here, we're going to be able to draw in deer from a long ways around, because there's just not a lot here. There are a lot of oak trees. We're going to have a very good acorn crop. Those acorns. As a matter of fact, this tree right here has not as many as the one at my house, but there are, well, I trimmed it up too high, so I can't reach up and pull a limb down and show you, but there are acorns on a lot of the trees around here. So I think we should have a very successful deer season. And if not, we're going to do some dramatic improvements to the property and make it a lot better. So that's our number one goal, is to make this place better than it was when I got it. Because as a buck, I don't know that Buck actually said that phrase that I've been using, but from talking to the realtor, the feeling that the consensus that he got from Buck was that phrase, "It's not mine, it's just my turn." Well, I'm doing the best I can to do the best possible job I can with my turn on this piece of property. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.